Chapter 1: A Haunted Past. Dr. Emily Collins, a renowned forensic psychiatrist, immerses herself in the heart-pounding world of criminal psychology. She grapples with a troubled past that continues to haunt her, fueling her dedication to unraveling the enigmatic minds of psychopaths. Emily's days are spent studying and analyzing the darkest corners of the human psyche, hoping to shed light on the mysteries that lie within. Chapter 2: A City in Turmoil. The tranquility of Emily's city is shattered when a series of gruesome murders rocks the community, sending shockwaves through its core. The news spreads like wildfire, dominating headlines and conversations. Fear and paranoia grip the city, casting a dark shadow over its once vibrant streets. Each victim is discovered in a horrifying state, their bodies bearing the marks of unspeakable brutality. The killer's methods push the boundaries of sadism and depravity, leaving the investigators and the public stunned and appalled. The first victim, a young woman in her 20s, is found in a dimly lit alleyway. Her body is mutilated, with deep lacerations crisscrossing her skin. The killer has taken great care in arranging the scene, creating a macabre display that hints at a twisted obsession with control and dominance. The next day, Emily arrives at her office one morning to find an envelope on her desk. Inside is an anonymous handwritten note filled with cryptic symbols and a chilling message. As she reads the note, a wave of unease washes over her. The message taunts her, hinting at the killer's superior knowledge and their twisted pleasure in the mind games. Emily's heart races, and she can't shake the feeling of being watched. The message fuels her determination to decipher the symbols and uncover the truth, but it also heightens her awareness of the personal danger she faces. As the investigation intensifies, the killer's violence escalates. The second victim, a middle-aged man, is discovered in a vacant warehouse. His body is dismembered, the grotesque remnants arranged in a grotesque pattern like a disturbing work of art. The sheer savagery of the act shocks even the most hardened investigators, forcing them to confront the darkness that lurks within the human psyche. Shocked, Emily returns to her office, knowing now that is a case of a serial killer. Waiting to get the evidence from the crime scene, she opens her inbox to find an email from an unknown sender. The subject line simply reads, "The key lies in the past." Curiosity mixed with trepidation, she opens the email to find a series of encrypted files. The killer's intention is clear: to further entangle her in their mind games. As she works tirelessly to crack the codes, doubts begin to creep in. The cryptic nature of the message unnerves her, leading her to question her own judgment and sanity. With each new murder, the level of brutality increases. The third victim, a teenager, is found in an abandoned building, surrounded by a grisly tableau. The killer has meticulously posed the victim's body, intertwining limbs and contorting it into an unnatural position. The chilling sight suggests a profound fascination with the boundaries of pain and suffering. That night, Emily went home to relax and think about the case, but upon arriving at her house, she finds a package waiting at her doorstep. Its contents send a shiver down her spine. An assortment of disturbing photographs showcasing the aftermath of the killer's handiwork. The images are graphic, evoking visceral emotions of fear and revulsion. The package is a clear message from the killer, an attempt to break her resolve and instill a deep sense of dread. As the city reels from these heinous acts, the media sensationalizes the crimes, amplifying the terror and spreading unease among the population. The public demands answers and protection, their faith in the authorities wavering. Emily, driven by a deep sense of responsibility, feels the weight of the city's fear on her shoulders as she delves into the mind of the psychopath responsible for these gruesome murders. In her quest to understand the killer's motives, Emily studies the crime scenes meticulously. The sheer violence and meticulousness displayed in each murder indicate a deeply disturbed mind, someone driven by an insatiable hunger for power and control. The symbols and markings left behind at each scene add an extra layer of mystery, hinting at a complex and calculated reasoning behind the carnage. Chapter 3. An Unexpected Ally. During a particularly challenging point in the investigation, Emily attends a briefing at the police station. As detectives present their findings, frustration permeates the room. The pressure to solve the case weighs heavily on everyone, and the public's mounting skepticism intensifies the atmosphere of desperation. Liam, a seasoned detective known for his tenacity, observes Emily from a distance, intrigued by her unwavering focus and dedication. While initially skeptical of her involvement, he senses that her expertise in forensic psychiatry could provide fresh insight into the killer's mind. Seeking any advantage they can get, Liam decides to approach Emily, setting aside his doubts. In a tense meeting, Liam introduces himself to Emily, acknowledging her expertise while expressing reservations about involving someone from outside the police force. Emily understands his skepticism but offers her assistance, emphasizing her commitment to solving the case and bringing the killer to justice. She shares her deep understanding of psychopathic behavior, her research, and her belief that they can make a formidable team. As they discuss the intricacies of the murders, theories emerge, each building upon the other's insights. Emily's ability to analyze the killer's mind complements Liam's experience in criminal investigations, creating a synergy that holds the potential to crack the case wide open. Chapter 4. Clues and Connections. Emily meticulously studies the crime scene photographs, poring over every detail. As her trained eye scans the images, she begins to notice recurring symbols and markings left behind by the killer. These symbols, seemingly cryptic at first, begin to form a pattern, suggesting a methodical thought process behind the murders. The eye symbol was often positioned in a prominent location, serving as a focal point within the crime scenes. It might be found carved into a wall directly facing the victim or placed near their line of sight, evoking a sense of being watched. The eye's placement reinforces the killer's desire to make their presence known and instill a feeling of constant surveillance. It suggests that the killer is observant and possesses intimate knowledge about the victims and their connections. The presence of the eye signifies the psychopath's desire to expose hidden truths and unveil secrets that others would rather keep concealed. The serpent might be depicted coiled around the victim's body or strategically positioned near them. It could be arranged in such a way that it appears to be slithering towards or away from the victim, creating an eerie and unsettling visual. Depicted in a coiled or slithering form, the serpent symbolizes deceit, temptation, and manipulation. It alludes to the killer's ability to charm and manipulate their victims, luring them into a web of danger and ultimately leading to their demise. The serpent serves as a reminder of the dangerous game being played and the cunning nature of the killer. The broken mirror could be found shattered near the victim's remains or carefully arranged to reflect their distorted image. It's a symbol of shattered reflections and fractured identities. It suggests a deep-seated resentment, highlighting the killer's belief that the individuals targeted have been living in a facade, hiding their true nature or past actions. The bloodied rose might be delicately placed near the victim, perhaps cradled in their lifeless hand or arranged on a surface nearby, a symbol of beauty tainted by violence. The bloodied rose signifies a perversion of innocence and purity. It suggests a pervading darkness beneath the surface, indicating that the killer believes the victims and their associates are not what they seem. The bloodied rose represents the killer's desire to reveal the hidden ugliness within their chosen targets. The spiral symbol could be drawn on the walls, etched into the floor, or even carved into the victim's skin. It symbolizes chaos, confusion, and a descent into madness. It reflects the killer's intention to disrupt the lives of the victims and sow fear and paranoia within the community. The presence of the spiral indicates that the killer seeks to plunge their targets into a twisted world where reality becomes distorted, leaving them vulnerable and exposed. Connecting the dots, Emily discovers that the symbols are derived from ancient occult practices, pointing to a deeper motive beyond mere bloodlust. Chapter 5. Connections and Clues. Through meticulous research and interviews, Emily and Liam discover that each victim had a personal connection to an influential figure in the city. One victim, a young woman, had been romantically involved with a powerful politician. Their relationship had remained hidden from the public eye, shrouded in secrecy. Emily and Liam uncover a web of lies and betrayal, suggesting that the killer may be seeking revenge for a broken trust or undisclosed transgressions. Another victim, a middle-aged man, had business dealings with a prominent businessman. As they dig deeper, Emily and Liam uncover a history of financial manipulation, corruption, and illicit activities. It becomes apparent that the killer is targeting individuals who have profited at the expense of others, raising questions about the motivations behind the killings. A third victim, a teenager, had connections to an esteemed academic. It is revealed that the academic had engaged in unethical research practices, sacrificing the well-being of vulnerable subjects for personal gain. The killer's choice of victims suggests a desire to expose and punish those who have abused their positions of power. Emily and Liam carefully piece together the connections, creating a network of secrets that intertwine the lives of the victims and their associated figures of influence. It becomes evident that the killer is attempting to unravel the web of deception and hold those responsible accountable for their actions. Emily delves into her vast knowledge of psychopathy, comparing the current case with those of other infamous serial killers. She uncovers parallels in the symbolism and ritualistic aspects, suggesting that the killer may be drawing inspiration from notorious murderers of the past. This realization prompts them to broaden their investigation, examining cold cases and unsolved mysteries that might provide additional insight into the killer's identity. Chapter 6. Into the Darkness. A cryptic message, a single sentence scrawled on a torn piece of paper, was left on Emily's desk. The words, "Follow the forgotten path to unveil the truth," echoed in her mind, igniting her curiosity and setting her investigative instincts ablaze. Driven by this mysterious clue, Emily tirelessly delves into the archives, poring over old case files and newspaper articles. Her eyes catch a glimmer of significance, a recurring pattern of unsolved crimes, all leading back to a forgotten warehouse on the outskirts of town. With a renewed sense of purpose, Emily pieces together the puzzle, uncovering testimonies and interviews with witnesses who had glimpsed something amiss near the warehouse. They spoke of eerie lights in the night, of muffled screams carried on the wind. These whispered accounts left a lingering sense of dread and fascination within Emily's mind. Digging deeper, Emily unearths a forgotten newspaper article, an account of a mysterious fire that had ravaged the warehouse decades ago, shrouded in suspicion and unanswered questions. She follows the forgotten path, guided by her intuition as she steps closer to the heart of darkness. The room is dimly lit as she meticulously searches through the killer's hideout, her heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and trepidation. Among the stacks of papers and chilling paraphernalia, her eyes fixate on a locked drawer. With a sense of urgency, she found a key hidden beneath a pile of books, a key that might hold the answers she seeks. With trembling hands, Emily inserts the key into the lock, breath catching in her throat as she opens the drawer. Inside lies a worn-out journal, its pages filled with the twisted thoughts and secrets of the killer. Each turn of the page reveals their darkest desires, their inner demons laid bare. But it is a small, folded piece of paper tucked within the journal's pages that captures her attention. Gingerly, Emily unfolded, heart racing with anticipation. As she reads the meticulously crafted words, her eyes widen in disbelief. It's a letter, a confession penned by the killer themselves. The letter details their motives, their warped sense of justice, and, most importantly, their identity. The weight of this revelation presses upon her, sending shivers down her spine. It confirms what she had suspected all along, but had lacked concrete evidence to prove. In that moment, everything clicks into place. The connections, the patterns, the killer's methodical approach. The realization washes over her, a mix of triumph and unease. Chapter 7. Desperate Pursuit. Liam's heart pounds with a mixture of worry and urgency as he can't get in contact with Emily. Panic sets in as he tries to reach her through phone calls and messages, but all attempts go unanswered. Fear courses through his veins, compelling him to take action. Driven by a sense of urgency, Liam rushes to Emily's office, hoping to find some clue as to her whereabouts. As he enters, he notices a series of meticulously arranged documents and photographs on her desk, clues that Emily had last discovered before her disappearance. A glimmer of hope sparks within Liam as he examines the evidence before him. He carefully studies each photograph, scrutinizing the details for any hidden meaning or connection. He pieces together the puzzle that Emily had begun to unravel, her meticulous notes guiding his understanding. One particular photograph catches his attention, a worn-out map with several locations circled, including the warehouse Emily had been investigating. Realizing the significance, Liam's determination intensifies, and he becomes convinced that the warehouse holds the key to finding Emily. With a sense of urgency, Liam races to the warehouse, his mind racing with a mix of fear and determination. As he enters the abandoned building, his senses are immediately overwhelmed by the oppressive atmosphere. The dim light casts long shadows that seem to dance with malicious intent. Liam's gaze scans the room, searching for any sign of Emily. Anxiety grips his heart as he notices something glimmering on the floor. A single earring, unmistakably Emily's. The realization hits him like a to the gut. Emily had been in this very room, and something had gone terribly wrong. As he reaches a hidden chamber within the warehouse, his worst fears are realized. Emily is nowhere to be found. A sickening knot forms in Liam's stomach as he stumbles upon a chilling scene. The remnants of struggle and the echoes of the killer's presence. A rush of adrenaline surges through Liam as he spots a torn piece of a journal. It reveals the final piece of the puzzle, the killer's true identity and their motive. The revelation sends chills down his spine, fueling his determination to rescue Emily from the clutches of this sadistic individual. Chapter 8. The Journal. Entry 1.
They say the past should stay buried, forgotten, but I refuse to let them escape their sins. Each victim represents a chapter in my grand design, a retribution for the pain they inflicted. They thought they could outrun their past, but they were wrong. They should have known that I would always be watching, waiting to strike.
Entry 2.
Emily. She dares to defy me, to challenge my authority. She is the key that could unlock the secrets I've worked so hard to conceal. She must not succeed.
Entry 3.
The time has come to reveal myself, to step out of the shadows and claim what is rightfully mine. Emily, my dear adversary, I know you are reading these words, unraveling the truth thread by thread. But let me be clear, I am always one step ahead.
Entry 4.
You see, Emily, you and I are bound together in this dance of death and revelation. I am your worst nightmare, the manifestation of the darkness you strive to vanquish. Our connection runs deeper than you could ever imagine, intertwined in a tapestry of destiny and despair.
Entry 5.
When you find this journal, know that you are walking a dangerous path. I have set my traps, carefully crafted to lure you deeper into my game. You are but a pawn in my grand design, and I relish the thought of watching you struggle, trying to outwit me.
Entry 6.
Emily, dear sister, it is time for you to face the truth. I am the darkness that has haunted your every step, the secret you thought was buried long ago. The world believed I perished, but fate had other plans. I watched from the shadows as you lived your life, unaware of my presence, unaware of the seed of resentment that grew within me.
Entry 7.
You see, Emily, I blamed you for my supposed demise. Our parents mourned their lost son, but little did they know that I had survived. The accident that nearly claimed my life twisted my perception of reality, leading me down a path of darkness and obsession. I became captivated by the minds of serial killers, admiring their prowess and twisted logic.
Entry 8.
Our father, a monster in disguise, showed me no love, no mercy. Every day, his fists rained down upon my fragile form, a constant reminder of my worthlessness. But you, Emily, you were his precious princess, showered with affection and praise. The disparity between us fueled the fire of my resentment, burning with a desire to claim what I believed was rightfully mine. I watched with seething rage as you basked in our father's adoration, as he shielded you from the torment that consumed my existence. He believed he had broken me, that his brutality had snuffed out my flame. Little did he know it ignited an inferno within me, a thirst for power and control.
Entry 9.
I disappeared from their lives, my supposed death a well-orchestrated illusion. I wanted them to believe that their abuse had claimed me, to revel in their guilt and remorse. But you, Emily, you acted as though you didn't care, as though my suffering meant nothing to you. That betrayal cut deeper than any physical pain, fueling my descent into darkness.
Entry 10.
Fate has a cruel sense of timing, for just as I was ready to exact my revenge upon our parents, they were taken from this world in a tragic twist of destiny. The car accident that claimed their lives was a bitter disappointment, a missed opportunity to witness the fear and agony I had meticulously planned for them. But I refused to let their deaths go in vain. In their absence, I have chosen to honor their memory by choosing victims who represent them, their sins, their flaws, their darkest secrets. Each life I have taken has been a symbolic act, a macabre tribute to the twisted dynamics that governed our family. Through their demise, I seek to shed light on the darkness that tainted our upbringing. The first victim, marked by betrayal and deceit, embodied the dishonesty that festered within our parents' relationship. Their lies poisoned the well of trust, and I reveled in watching that poison consume them. The second victim, driven by greed and corruption, mirrored the insatiable thirst for power that our parents displayed. Their lust for wealth and influence left a trail of destruction in their wake, and I took pleasure in dismantling their illusion of invincibility. The third victim, a puppeteer of manipulation, represented the control our parents wielded over others. Their ability to shape and mold lives for their own gain was a stark reminder of the puppet strings they pulled, and I delighted in severing those ties. With each victim, I carved a path of justice, exposing the darkness that coursed through our family's veins. They were my canvas, and their deaths the strokes of my retribution. Each life extinguished brought me one step closer to the ultimate act. Their final victim, the embodiment of the sins that plagued our parents.
Entry 11.
Emily, my dear sister, you stand before me now as the culmination of our parents' legacy. Through your demise, I will complete the twisted tale we were born into. Your life, filled with privilege and false innocence, will be shattered, leaving nothing but the echoes of their sins behind.
Entry 12.
I immerse myself in the world of serial killers, learning their techniques, their twisted rationale. They became my mentors, my guiding lights in a sea of chaos. I embraced their philosophies, admiring their ability to instill fear and manipulate others. I longed to wield that power, to make the world tremble at my feet.
Entry 13.
our paths intersect once more. I will make you taste the bitterness of despair, just as I have tasted it every day of my existence. Our roles will reverse, and you will understand the pain I endured, the scars that run deep within me. Your privileged existence will crumble, and power you wielded over me will be shattered.
Entry 14.
Prepare yourself, dear sister, for the reckoning is at hand. The stage is set, and the final act of our tragic tale is about to unfold. In this dance of darkness and vengeance, I will strip away the illusion of your perfect life, leaving only the raw truth for all to see.
Chapter 9. The Pursuit. Liam's mind races as he formulates a daring plan to rescue Emily from her captor. Armed with the knowledge of Emily's brother's twisted motives and a burning desire to protect the woman he loves, he meticulously plots their escape. With unwavering determination, Liam enlists the help of a few trusted colleagues, assembling a team to aid in their mission. They carefully strategize, taking into account the dark mind games Emily's brother had played throughout their journey. It is clear that this confrontation will be their most dangerous yet. In a daring operation, Liam and his team storm the location where Emily is being held captive. They move swiftly, their steps guided by a combination of careful planning and adrenaline-fueled urgency. Each member of the team plays their part, coordinating their actions seamlessly as they navigate the treacherous terrain. As they close in on Emily's location, the sound of a struggle breaks through the silence. Liam's heart pounds in his chest, fueling his determination to reach her side. With every obstacle they overcome, the hope of rescuing Emily grows stronger. Finally, they burst into the room, confronting Emily's brother in a climactic showdown. The tension hangs thick in the air as Liam faces the embodiment of darkness. The two adversaries lock eyes, their gazes filled with a mix of hatred, desperation, and a longing for closure. Chapter 10. The Showdown. The room is shrouded in an oppressive silence as Liam and his team confront Emily's. Tension hangs heavy in the air, electric with the anticipation of the impending battle. It is a clash of wills, a fight for redemption and justice. Liam's team stands behind him, a united front ready to face the darkness head-on. With a surge of adrenaline, the confrontation erupts into chaos. Emily's brother lunges forward, fueled by a potent mix of rage and desperation. Liam's reflexes kick in, his movements swift and calculated. Blow by blow, they exchange fierce strikes, their bodies entwined in a deadly dance of combat. Liam's team springs into action, their training and camaraderie evident as they engage in their own individual battles. Each member fights with unwavering determination, driven by the shared goal of protecting Emily and bringing her brother to justice. The room echoes with the clash of bodies, the grunts of exertion, and the sound of desperation and defiance. Amidst the chaos, Liam catches sight of Emily, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and hope. Their gazes lock, silently conveying a message of unwavering support and trust. It strengthens his resolve, fuels his fighting spirit, and imbues him with an indomitable will. As the battle rages on, Liam's determination begins to overpower Emily's brother. Blow by blow, he chips away at his adversary's strength, exploiting weaknesses and finding openings in his defense. The odds shift in Liam's favor as he skillfully maneuvers through the chaos. Finally, with a final decisive strike, Liam incapacitates Emily's brother. The room falls into a momentary stillness as the realization of their victory settles upon them. Liam's team swiftly moves in, ensuring that he is securely restrained, unable to pose any further threat. Exhausted and bruised, Liam approaches Emily, their eyes locking once more. Liam rushes to her side, his arms enveloping her in a protective embrace. Their ordeal has come to an end, and they find solace in each other's presence. Chapter 11. Epilogue. A New Dawn. In the aftermath of their victory, Emily and Liam find solace in each other's arms. They lean on one another, drawing strength from their shared experiences, and begin the process of healing. Together, they navigate the long road to recovery, supporting each other through the nightmares and the lingering echoes of their past. The truth about Emily's family's dark history is exposed to the world, shedding light on the twisted dynamics that shape their lives. It becomes a catalyst for change, igniting conversations about the hidden scars that families bear and the importance of breaking the cycle of abuse. Years later, as they stand hand in hand, the scars of their past serve as a reminder of their strength and resilience. They look out over a world forever changed, knowing that their journey has made a difference. And so, as the sun rises on a new day, Emily and Liam step forward into their future, forever grateful for the strength they found within themselves and the love that guided them through the darkest of times.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next story.